How's it going, everybody, and welcome back to Games Over Explained. We are back to going medieval in our settlement of Wythenshawe. We do have a few things to get done today, but if you have not seen the previous episodes, I am going to be putting a link to the playlist in the description so you can get caught up. So as I mentioned on our previous episode, we are in need of seeds. We currently don't really have a lot because of when the update happened. We ended up losing quite a lot of crops. So we have food for a while to get us through the hard times, but we do need to start prepping. I figured we're almost to winter, so now's as good a time as any. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I am going to set up a caravan. So now that we're in the caravan menu, we should be able to go ahead and start selecting what we want to sell. First thing we need to do is actually grab a couple of settlers to send out. So we're going to take 2 for now. It's going to increase our load capacity. So that should allow us to carry quite a bit of goods. The other thing we need to worry about is food, but we'll cover that here in just a minute. So the first thing I want to do is I want to grab just some stuff that we're not really using. I don't want to send anything too terribly valuable. We will go ahead and load up some meals for them. That way they have enough to get by. We won't be selling those. Those are just for them to eat. So we're going to send a little extra. Actually, let's try and save on space. That seems like probably the more logical way to handle this. The food is worth 15 gold, so let's figure out what else we have that we could sell. So what I'm thinking is we should sell off some of these clothes. They are taking up a lot of space in our storage, so I think it's probably worth getting rid of the extra winter clothes that we have. We just don't have a strong need for all of these things. So let's load those up to start. And I am actually going to load up more of these lavish meals. We have a ton of them, so I think it's worth selling these folks. This is all predicated on the assumption that they actually are going to have what we're trying to purchase from them, which is mainly seeds. We'll see what else they have, but this should maximize our load. We have a ton of lavish meals on there along with some clothes. So let's go ahead and accept, and that should send off our caravan. So now we can pop out of the region menu. One of the other items we need to take care of today while we're waiting for the caravan to set out is we need to clean up our gardening situation here. So I kind of sat here and evaluated what specifically I wanted to do with this, and honestly the best approach just seems to be we're gonna kill off all of these guys here. So let's do that first, and we're just gonna tear this entire section out. It doesn't really seem like something we need to continue to have. We can also cut out these guys, and then over here we're going to destroy this shrub, and we should be able to pull those out. So the trick with the red currants is they are their own seed, so we just have to have enough of those left to be able to shove back into the ground. So ideally we'll generate some more of the shrubs now, and we'll be able to get them planted prior to our winter experience, which is coming up pretty quickly. All right, so this is cleared. The next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna pop into our miscellaneous menu, and we do wanna get a fence built up. We have some limestone left over from our previous adventure here, so we're gonna go ahead and get these guys put in place. And then the last thing we're gonna do is grab our agricultural field and make sure we put down these shrubs. That way they are done and we don't have to worry about it anymore. All right, and they are starting to sow the field, which is great. That's what we want. The bushes won't really grow over the winter, but that's all right. I just want to get them in the ground before we actually use up all the seeds. Over time, if we do run out, we'll get more as they dig up, or I guess as they harvest some of the red currants, but at least it gets us a head start on the winter. As it stands, we currently don't have enough for herbs, so there's an easy solution to that. I've been trying to evaluate what really all of our options are, because currently we're kind of without barley, cabbage, carrots, and beets, all of which we'll have to find in the wild. As far as I'm aware, the cabbage and the beets will grow naturally, along with the carrots, but we're going to try and buy those if we can. I know that barley, I believe it's barley and flax, won't occur naturally on older saves, so we are definitely going to have to acquire those through other means. As far as the herbs go, though, we are going to just try and grab some ripe herbs that are out here. As you can see, it'll drop herb seed, which we do need to get our farms started. So we're going to grab a couple of these. We have a lone traveler coming, so I'll see if I can talk to him about maybe finding some seeds and stuff that we could potentially use in the future. But for now, let's just make sure we have all of our bases covered. I don't see anything else. These are herbs, but they're not really ready to be harvested yet. I'm trying to focus on finding just the full-grown ones, because those are the ones that will produce the seeds. If nothing else, at least we have a baseline to start with. Here's another one here. Oh, our caravan has arrived, so let's hit the pause button for just a minute, and let's go into our trade menu. And then you can see here, it's just the standard trade menu. So we'll see what they have. They do have apple trees, which we could use, and beet seeds. Wow, we're really hitting a home run here. We got cabbage seeds. So let's buy some of those. Let's buy 10 of each and just see kind of where that puts us. Yes, that puts us over our weight capacity, but we haven't sold anything yet. So let's actually switch over to our sales menu. And the first thing I want to do is sell these clothes. I'm trying to use this partially as a way to acquire seeds, but also as a way to offload things that we're not currently using or won't likely use in the near future. And things like clothes have fair value, but they take up a lot of space. So let's try and sell them all of these, which puts us way over, but drops our storage capacity, and make sure that we're not missing any saplings that we actually want. So they do have flax seeds as well. We'll add those into our collection, and what we're just gonna kind of do is just grab as many as we can. This whole thing is about getting in and out, 10-minute adventure kind of thing. So we're just gonna maximize our purchase. All right, so here's where we ended up. We ended up getting 6 apple saplings, 50 beet seeds, 50 cabbage seeds, only 39 carrots because that's all they have available, and then 50 flax seeds. I also went ahead and added in 40 cider just to kind of bump back up our alcohol, I guess. We're low on alcohol. I actually just bumped that up to 50. That way we can maximize as much as we can. We're still losing out a little bit on this deal, but honestly, I'm not that concerned with it. I think it's probably worth it just to get us out on a good trajectory for food. So I think I'm pretty happy with how this is. Again, we're not making the greatest deals here, but it is something, and it gets us almost everything we really wanted. So let's go ahead and accept it, and that will give us 2 alignment with them, and then our caravan should come back. So let's pop into or out of the region map and unpause. Hopefully they'll still get these herb seeds, but it's not as necessary now, so we're not going to fret over it too much. We do have a settler that's exhausted. Oh, well, John, you're already in camp. I don't know why you're so tired. Meanwhile, we've got who is this? Quit running. I can't catch him. Coinel. This is Coinel trying to hustle back. Okay, and today is a new day. So we've ordered a bunch of seeds. They're on their way. The next question we need to answer is, where are we going to store them? We have a few options here. We could just store them here in our giant dry storage. I don't think it'll affect them that bad. If you look at our current, see, it is that bad, so they do decompose. So scratch that. We are going to need to build a seed house, which was my second option. So I would assume that we want this to be underground, so we're going to need a pretty good area to store these in, and I'm thinking over here might be a good place. This unfortunately means that we are going to have to mine out a pretty substantial area to get it underground. The other option, of course, is to just build off of our existing food storage, but I would like kind of a dedicated use for this. We need to spread out and use up more of our space if we can. So let's go ahead and do that real quick. So the first thing we're going to need to do to build our seed hut is to actually build a structure for it to be kind of the topper to the whole thing. The majority of the structure is going to be underground. We're just going to stick with a simple 9x9 structure on the surface. And that just gives us some wiggle room in terms of stairs. So we'll get started there. Make sure we get our path straightened out correctly here. And then the next thing we'll obviously need to do is start building some stairs. So we're just going to kind of keep it simple. These stairs will go down. Actually, let's scrap that. And what we'll do is we'll bring the stairs back one to kind of, actually, no, let's stick with what we did originally. We'll have the stairs come down and then go down again like that. And that should get us down to the level we want to be at. All right, and the next thing we're going to do is plop in some wooden stairs like that. And that should allow them to get down one more level so that they can actually mine out this position here. And the other thing we really need to do is I'm going to turn my treetops back on. We're in desperate need of sticks, not so much wood, but sticks. We have really used up a lot of... Oh, what happened over here? I guess Guustavv just passed out. Yeah, so just so you know, I did not think about this before I ordered the caravan, and I'll see if I can track it down. They all got back and just dumped the stuff right on the edge of the map because I didn't set up a caravan trading post, or the stopping station, I think it might be called. So hopefully, yeah, so Guustavv is unconscious and Harold's unconscious. So we're having some issues. And I'm wondering what specifically they're unconscious from. Probably sleep. Yeah, sleep. Okay. Well, they'll figure that out and hopefully resolve that. Should be okay. I'm assuming somebody will come grab them. Yeah, at least Guustavv is in town, so we don't have to worry about that as much. In any case, we do need to go ahead and chop this wood down because we need the sticks. So I'm really just going to kind of clear out this area over here so that they come through and chop down any trees, just to get us the sticks and everything. And Harold has made it back, so at least they're trying. Hopefully they recover well from it. So let's see how we're doing over here. Yep. Okay. So we do need to go ahead and drop in our next set of stairs like this. You guys have seen underground structures before, so this isn't anything new or shocking or impressive. We also need to go ahead and slap a roof on this guy. I do believe that we should have at least some... Yeah, we have lots of brick left, so we're just going to stick with our clay shingle. It's just going to be the most effective way to handle this. They're a little more resilient, and hopefully that will protect the seed structure a little better than it has been before. I am going to check and make sure that Guustavv is actually sleeping. Yeah, okay. Nobody is unconscious. I don't really know what Harold is doing. All right, so I am going to give Harold the day off. He's probably going to try and go haul, and I really need him to sleep. Yeah, see, he's hauling to stockpile. So hopefully, let me actually draft him real quick just to reset his status, and then he should go to sleep. And then these guys can finish building this, and somebody else can come get the goods. We should still have plenty of time on these before they decompose. Yeah, so the temperature actually is to a point where they're not decomposing yet. It's comfortable out. So we'll let them handle that. We do have our roof on the building here, and of course we need to change our front design. So let's just keep it simple and just do all brick everywhere. It's a simple hut, right? It's not supposed to be super fancy or anything like that. And then we'll also want to put a door in place, and we don't need a reinforced door or anything. We'll just stick with a standard wooden. That way it looks more or less appropriate for the use. So we should be good to go on mining out the rest of this. So we're going to take this a little bit at a time. As you know, I'm very tentative with any and all stability issues in this game, so I just want to make sure that we're not overextending too much. So we'll start there, and we'll mine out one more that should be the reach of the building. Yeah, okay, we'll let them handle that, and then we'll kind of go from there. I want to put a beam up just for stability purposes so that we're not running into any issues down the line. So we'll let them handle that first and then go from there. Oswald is running on very little sleep currently. Where is Oswald? Still here in town. Okay, so we'll go ahead and once Oswald's done, well, let's just keep an eye. Nope, I want to actually tell Oswald to take the day off as well. That way we don't run into an issue where he's just falling asleep in the middle of nowhere. We're a little weird on our sleep schedules right now because there's so much to do. So we're just gonna kind of take appropriate action here. That should give Oswald the opportunity to go to sleep. We have more settlers that exhausted. Nope, that's just Oswald. Excellent. So he'll go and take a nap. Hopefully that'll get him taken care of. And then of course we have all these sticks built up. We may have to rethink our approach to torches. I originally had set them all to sticks, but that actually got consumed way faster than I thought it would. So hopefully we'll be able to kind of tough it out in the future, but I'm not totally convinced just yet, so we'll just see what happens. So they are still working on this. We'll have a better idea of what we look like once they're done in terms of stability. All right, so they have dug out this first section here. So our next project is going to be trying to make sure that we have supports in here. I actually want to test this out a little more and just kind of take out another swath of area. Right now it's still so empty that we can just repair anything that falls through. So I'm not as worried about it currently, and I think it's just clay down here, so this should go pretty quick. So I'm actually thinking I made a bit of an error here. In interest of maximizing space, I actually think it makes more sense to move the stairs into this corner here, so like that and that. And I think that makes more sense. Have our stairs go down, landing, stairs go down, and then you're in there. That way the stairs aren't just like in the middle of the room. Because after I thought about it, I want to use shelves to maximize the storage underneath. And I think it makes the most sense to clear this up, try to keep the stairs as tight as possible. So I am going to make that change now. That way it's done. And it looks like we're still doing okay on stability, so I'm going to have them take this little swath here one more time. All right, well, I did notice a mistake I made. Luckily, we can fix it pretty quickly. So what I'm thinking is we should sell off some of these clothes. So I was looking at our clothes, and we have some settlers that are still wearing summer clothes, so we do need to actually produce some winter clothing. I'm just going to have them produce 3. We have tons and tons of material right now, so we should be okay to go ahead and get that done. In the meantime, they have finished this over here, so we're just going to take our stairs and fix the mistake that I made initially. We are going to need them to dig these 3 out here, so hopefully they can reach it from this landing. If not, they should be able to reach it from down below, so... And then we'll just get to kind of making some repairs. It's alright if we just use like clay or something. You know, this is a really, really kind of rudimentary hut in the first place, so... I think this is probably a good investment of our time and energy in terms of making sure it's right the first time and we don't have to stress over it down the line. So hopefully these clothes get made pretty quick. It looks like they're already starting on it, so hopefully we can get those going and get them equipped so our settlers won't be cold anymore. Because as I mentioned, we are currently having an issue with our fires. You'll see every now and then that a torch goes out somewhere, and this is because I set it to sticks. I really do think I'm gonna have to switch it to coal in the near future, but I'm gonna try and keep that at bay as long as I really can, because I want to try and maintain as much coal as we can. All right, so the stairs are done. I'm going to issue them the deconstruct command, and then once we have that freed up, we should be able to go in and put some supports in. I'm thinking that we put one right here in the center, because from the downstairs perspective, that would make the most sense. So I think that's probably what we're going to do. That way it's clean and taken care of. That also means that we need to have them come through and wipe this out. I'm not going to bother making repairs upstairs until they've actually gotten all this mined out, because we'll just do it all in one go. We also probably need the beam for stability anyway, so I think it's probably well worth the investment just to do a single beam, which will supply enough structure around here to be able to rebuild this floor the way that we want it to be. As you can see, my favorite thing happened here. Harold is trying to save Bernston. Oh, I guess he got bored or has something else to work on. Hopefully somebody will come mine this out so Bernston isn't stuck on this pillar forever. Should happen here. Coinel's gonna bail him out. There we go. Beautiful. All right, and the last thing to do is take our wooden beam, and we think this is the center here, so we'll drop a beam in there that should provide enough support, and we can validate this by grabbing our clay walls and repairing this flooring, and it looks like we'll be good. Yep, we're good. All right, and once that's done, we can kind of cover up our mistake with flooring, so it won't be as obvious that we just kind of dug through there and left it. So let's let them finish that, and then we'll be able to drop this on. It's gonna yell at me about the stairs. Oh, why are you letting me build those there? No. Oh, it's because they go down. Interesting. Okay. Well, we actually will let that happen. That I think is a good idea. If I can actually navigate the menu long enough to put this back. There we go. All right. And that'll look nice and clean. So we can put some storage up here, maybe for not seeds. I'm not sure how temperature sensitive they are, but I'd imagine it's not gonna be quite as cold up here as it is down below. All right, we're gonna leave them to putting in the flooring here. Oh, it is officially winter, so we need to check in on how our clothes making is going. They have made one, which means that I should be able to come over here and tell one of our folks with summer apparel on to switch to winter. We're cutting it really close because of course it's starting to snow. So, oh, we actually need 4 of these. So let's bump that up one more. That way we have all 4 that we need. And that should get them going, hopefully. The idea here was to kind of prep for spring. So hopefully, yeah. So Humphrey, what kind of clothing was that? Let me look at this real quick. Linen winter clothes. Okay, we're good. So it's not the greatest material in the world. We could, use wool or potentially just have better clothing, but it is what it is. Unfortunately, we'll just have to work around it, and hopefully they don't get too terribly cold. Luckily, there's nothing to do outside of Wythenshawe currently, so they should stay close by. So the next thing we need to do is take a pop down under and look. And of course, we have our clay in the way there. We do have one more line, I think, here. Yeah, there it is. We'll clear that out, but we can go ahead and start considering how we want to build this. Really, all this is just going to be is a line of shelves for the storage of seeds underneath. It'll just be dedicated. That way, they're not being stored underneath the dry storage any longer, and they're inside as opposed to outside. And this is a good opportunity to actually check and see if these are decomposing. They are not. So we might be able to put some up here on this second floor, which will be great because that'll provide us a little extra space. So I think we've got a couple more done. Let's swap to manage real quick and see. Yep, so you put on winter. The next person, I guess, we'll take care of Sweaty, however we say her name. We'll tell her to put on winter clothes. That way she'll drop the clothing that she currently has and then swap over to the nicer winter clothes once she's not unconscious. I think that'll probably be a key component here. Everyone is waking up, and I'm gonna pause so I don't lose the merchants while I'm talking about this, but I did notice we have a ton of beeswax and honey, wherever that is. And so there it is, 1,691. So I think it's probably worth our time to go ahead and have one of our settlers try to trade some of that. We're at a point now where we're definitely overproducing. I'll probably have them stop producing so much of the materials that we don't really need that much, and we'll just let them sit inactive. I know we just built the bee house and we were kind of concerned about what our numbers would look like, but this is exactly what I was kind of talking about. So let's see what they have to offer here. So they don't have a ton of things that I would be interested in other than textbooks and chronicles and maybe mechanical components. So let's see if we can pick up a few of these, and then we'll swap to our honey supply and see if they accept that. Yeah, they'll buy beeswax. So let's see if we can sell them like 700 beeswax. Yep, okay. So that's good. We'll just pop back up for a minute and just add in some more mechanical components to balance that out. And that just gets rid of some of that beeswax that we don't need, and it'll help build up a little bit of alignment with them, which is always a good thing. And now they should leave. So let's figure out what's going on here. Yeah, she didn't make it to get the winter clothes. Hopefully it'll stay warm long enough once she wakes up to be able to get those clothes on. They've got to be down underneath right now, so hopefully we can work that out. So this should be just about done at this point. Let's take a look. Yeah, I just saw a spare room pop. We do have our beam down, which is good. So they're working on it. We have a settler that's starving. It's because she's unconscious. Oh no. That might actually be really bad. Hopefully when she wakes up, she'll eat. All right, she's woken up. Let's see if she can actually make it inside. Hopefully it's warm enough inside that she can keep moving. We'll keep an eye on that situation. Now that she's down there, she should auto-equip. Yep, okay, so she has some winter clothes on at least. Have we finished producing? Not quite, but we're almost there. Let's make sure everyone has winter clothes on. We're missing one, and that's Barry. So Barry, we're gonna tell you to switch to winter real quick because this should be finished and you should be able to go grab it. And then we just have summer clothes laying everywhere. We need to make sure to change those over to allow. All right, so now that the crisis has been averted, let's take a look at what we have going on here. They should be done, and they are. So next thing we need to do is pop into our furniture, and we need to grab shelves. This is how we're gonna be storing our seeds. So we need to do this one by one like this. And that'll give us kind of a starting point We may need more in the future, more storage that is. I'm not thinking it's going to be that big of a deal though. So we should be fine. And then the next thing we need to do is come in here and clear all of the storage that's allowed for these, because we don't want them just bringing anything in here. We want this specifically to only be seeds. And so we're going to start just by clearing all these so we can do them all at once and just copy and paste. So I've gone ahead and allowed coal to be used for the houses. That way they can make sure that we're keeping these lit, because it's important that they stay warm overnight. I also just realized that these are not quite correct, right? Yeah. All right, let's fix this real quick. All right, that's done. So anyway, we've swapped these over to coal. Hopefully they'll be able to take care of it. Who's suffering from cold? Isabella? Oh, Isabella has summer clothes. Hang on a second. I thought that was winter. All right, we'll make one more winter clothes and hopefully she'll be okay. Really kind of put myself in a corner here. Hopefully they'll get it taken care of pretty quickly. Let's take a look at our storage situation here. So all of these need to be cleared, like I said, and then we'll just go through and copy and paste the config over once we have one of them done. All right, so I've gotten almost all of these done. I think they just finished that one. Yeah, okay. So let's make sure now that we have this built, there's just these two left, so we can go ahead and start copy and pasting because they will have that done. Yeah, see, they're already working on it. So let's do this. And I'm going to pause and grab all these and just copy this config over to all of the shelves. All right, and that is done. So we should be good to go. The last final thing we need to do to make sure that this seed hut is going to be used appropriately is come over here and just tell them no more seeds at the big stockpile. You guys are going to have to haul them all into the seed hut. And again, it's, you know, it's just a little rudimentary building, but I think it'll serve us well for a long time. I don't think we're going to have major storage issues. Well, we might run into issues with saplings, honestly, because we have so many of them. But hopefully once the temperature rises, they'll be able to start putting these saplings back in. And then we actually want them to not cut until mature. I didn't realize that that had changed the setting on that, right? Let's make sure these are all right. All right, and that should take care of that. We probably need to put in a flax field in the future. We don't currently have one because that was our little skinny one over here that ended up getting kind of pushed out. We'll probably put it over here, but it's not a major issue right now considering we can't even plant since we're experiencing lots of snow and it's winter. So I think that's gonna do it for today's episode. Just a quick review of what we accomplished today. We ordered a bunch of seeds by way of our very first caravan and slowly worked on making some friends with some of our brothers, though it looks like we've already lost that alignment. So it is what it is. We still accomplished what we wanted for Wythenshawe, so that's really the important thing. We also built a seed hut that actually is going to facilitate our storage of seeds so that they are safe and sound through whatever might come to Wythenshawe, whether it be forest bandits or any other type of horrible thing that happens to us. We also created some winter clothes and actually probably need to make sure that they're equipped. There we go. And that's everything. So that's going to do it for today's episode. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave a like. And if you want to see more content like this in the future, please consider subscribing. If you have subscribed already, thank you. And you might want to make sure you click that notification bell. That way you can always see when I release new episodes. So again, this was Games Over Explained, playing Going Medieval, and we'll see you next time.